Thanks for tuning in to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Incorporated. Today's video, actually the next quite a bit of different videos coming up, will be about self-defense. So lots to cover on self-defense. Today's video, I'm isolating it on one scenario. I'm going to talk about how to cover, how to clinch, control, to take down, to de-escalate the scenario that could potentially happen. I'll break it down, we'll talk about some variables. Again, 3 different aspects: the cover, the clinch, the control. I hope you like. The scenario I want to cover is when you have an aggressive person wanting to inflict some damage on you, some pain, want to hit you. You bring your hands up for protection, but more so for distance managing. How you close the distance, obviously throw a punch for a second, throw a punch. You don't want to be at this range right here. This is where the power is. I want to be on the outside, or I want to be on the inside. I want to avoid this distance because this is where the most damage. So while I transition from that as he comes, I want to cover. So I can cover my head. I want to hit the center line so then I can come to the outside and then trap this right hand that's coming at me and get to the side. How I cover is not going to look pretty, and how I close the distance won't look pretty. It is, I can just helmet and come in. I like to cross my arms, bring my head down, and then come to the inside, to the outside with my hands to control the arms. So about the distance, I stay away. He's going to take a step forward. I take a step back. He's going to take a step forward. That's when I cover and I come in, and then I clinch. The clinch is I want to grab the tricep, so when he goes to punch me again with his hand, I got this trapped. I'm to the side where I'm not going to get kicked, I'm not going to get kneed or head-butted or even punched, being to the side. So this clinch position is the safe zone where I'm trapping the arm, I'm hugging it tight, and then the backside is here, and I'm here. So get away from me. So if he gets away, I just ride it out from here. So this is the clinch part. From here now, it's just a simple throw. To now talk about how to control the person attacking you. Now you can de-escalate the situation. From the top, managing distance, he comes forward, I take a step back, he comes forward, that's when I come in. I cover, I get to the side, I clinch, I trap the arm, I maintain to the side. Now let me talk about the throw. The foot, I'm to the side, I want to relax this hand because if I hug him too tight, I won't be able to turn my hips in front of him. So I need to relax his hand to slide in the back. I visualize a tight rope right here, and then I bend at my knees, I come to my toes, so my hips are below his hips, and then I can easily pick him up and rotate. So that's the throw. On the control part is now from here, I just slide the knee across the stomach, and now I have full mount. From here, I take his arm out of posture. There's not a lot of striking he can do from here, not a lot of damage. Panic sets in for him, and I just ride out the motion from mount. Once he calms down, hopefully you can de-escalate, diffuse, and finish the assault, and you go on your merry way without no lawsuits. So I'm in from the clinch position. If he wants to get excited and try to get away, I just ride it out. Anytime I want to go to throw, this hand needs to slide this way to allow my hips to come forward. So this hand needs to slide to give me that slack. So from the front part is now I visualize the tightrope. I loosen up my back arm. I rotate my hips. I keep my feet together so I can pick him up for the throw to the mount.
So I have to talk about your self-defense options. It's important to have your priorities in check. In any scenario whatsoever, you definitely want to talk your way out of any scenario. If that doesn't work, then you walk your way out of the situation. And if that still doesn't work, then you run away from the situation. And if only then those options have been exercised and you're stuck to face the aggressor that's wanting to give you some harm, then you put these suggestions to good use. This style of self-defense is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu base. It's avoiding the striking, and you want to get out of that scenario where you hit me, I hit you, let's find out who's the toughest and who can cause the more damage and who's the stronger. So you want to be avoiding that. And it's about getting out of range where the strikes are the most efficient and effective. So you want to close that gap. You want to get to the side. This works great. One thing you never have to worry about is the person that's been training for 5-10 years in martial arts. Those kinds of people do not attack you. It's the street thug, it's the people that are aggressive, that are had one too many drinks, and they're coming at you and they want to prove a point. That's when you can manage the distance, you cover, you clinch, you control to the takedown and de-escalate the situation without hurting yourself and without hurting them, and then you go on your merry way. So using gross motor movements when you're in a high intensity situation is a whole lot better than using fine motor movement skills where precision is required.
In closing, this is a specific scenario. I want to focus more on gross motor movements. It's not going to look pretty. It shouldn't look pretty. It's a managed distance, cover, clinch, throw, and then control. De-escalate, you're on your way. So try that out with your partner. Make each other successful. Get the reps in. I hope it works for you, and I look forward to seeing you on the mat soon.